शिवाय च शिवतराय.
In this episode, we are going to discuss why did Lord Shiva advised Parvati to do penance for expiating her sins. This portion is taken from Skandapurana, where Brahma narrates to Sanaka Kumara. Stay tuned for more episodes like this. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Let's dive into today's episode. Vyasa said, the holy men of Naimisharanya asked Sutta, we desire to know from you about the greatness of Arunachala. Please tell us. Sutta thereupon described it as follows. In former times, Sanaka asked Brahma the same question. I shall repeat what Brahma narrated to Sanaka. Listen attentively. The sins of those who listen with faith to this narrative will be destroyed. Once upon a time, Sanaka, with hands folded in salutation, asked Brahma, O creator of the universe, Lord of the Devas, thou art known through the study of Vedas. Phased 1. I have by thy grace acquired the ability to know everything. Thou art the universal Guru. By thy grace, the knowledge of Shiva, the essence of the Vedas, has become clear. O Bhagavan, having obtained the grace of Shiva through you, it has been possible for me to hear with joy the glory of Arunachala, that the hill destroys all the sins, and one obtains liberation by merely uttering the word Arunachala once. The very name Shiva is nectar. Repeating the name is itself worship of Shiva. Please tell me who else worshipped Arunachala, the bestower of boons. On hearing this, Brahma mentally prayed to Lord Shiva and resumed his narrative. Child, I shall now narrate how the universal mother, goddess Parvati, sought and won the left of her lord. Once on Mount Kailash, it was springtime and the place was filled with the incense scent of beautiful flowers. Bees hummed around the hanging clusters of flowers. Peacocks danced, spreading out their colorful feathers. Sages chanted hymns from Rig Veda, Yajurveda, and the Samavedas. Brahmarshis and Rajarshis were deeply absorbed in the self. Devas, Siddhas, Ganas, protectors of the quarters of holy devotees of Shiva, stood in prayerful attitude. Lord Shiva and Parvati, the universal parents, sat on their throne in all their glory. Lord Shiva rejoiced in the company of Goddess Uma on the snow-clad peaks of the Himalayan mountains. In joyous mood, Goddess, who thought that her Lord's attention was entirely centered on her, slipped behind him and playfully covered the three eyes of Shambhu with her hands and asked, Tell me, who is it? As soon as the three eyes representing the moon, the sun, and the fire of knowledge were covered, a dismissal darkness spread over the universe. It lasted for millions of years because half a moment for Shiva is eons for us. The darkness caused untimely dissolution of the worlds. Living beings perished without giving birth to new generations. The cause and the effects were nullified because of the darkness. Siddhas with their yogic powers discovered the cause and prayed to Shambhu with devotion. Glory to Shambhu, the origin of the universe. The Shakti which is not apart from you creates, sustains and dissolves the universe. She is half of you. Shiva and Shakti together constitute a single form. The great Lord is one. An untimely deluge has now overtaken the worlds on account of goddess. May reveal itself now for the well-being of the universe. Be merciful, please stop this sport. In response, Shiva commanded, Gauri, leave my eyes alone. Immediately the goddess removed her hands. Light pervaded the worlds. Shiva asked Siddhas, how much time has elapsed? They replied, half a second for thee, but millions of years for us. Lord Shiva turned with a smile and spoke to Parvati, how can you, the very embodiment of love and compassion, cause pain to your children? Uma, stricken with remorse, pleaded him to advise her to the cause to be adopted for expiation of her fault. Lord Shiva was pleased with repentance and devotion. What penance can you perform without me? All dharma, shrutis, smritis, karmas, kalpas, various branches of learning, the devas, etc. are all your forms only. You symbolize my power, desire to recreate the world. Goddess, Vedas declare you to be the all. Therefore I shall prescribe a penance for you in accordance with prevailing practice. I cannot remain without you even for a moment. Let the entire world become sacred by the glory of your penance. People will be relieved by all the troubles, by surrendering at your lotus feet, by having a mere darshan when you perform austerities, the devotees will get sanctified. May you perform meritorious acts for the welfare of all creation. People acquire firm faith in dharma by seeing your penance. There is a heaven on earth known as kanchipuram. It yields boundless results even if little penance is done. Even devas, saints, and others desire to live there. Kampa, the holy river, flows there, which washes away the sins of all the people living in its vicinity. There is a divine mango tree, also always shady, full of leaves. Homas, japas, or any least good action performed under the tree yields boundless merits. All groups of celestial beings headed by Vishnu will also worship you. I shall also remain there in the lotus of your heart in my formless state as the absolute pure being. You need not suffer the pangs of separation from me. On hearing this, Gauri proceeded with her companions to the holy city of Kanchipuram, situated on the banks of Kampa river, to do penance. At there she saw the holy sages worship the river Kampa and the magnificent mango tree. She meditated on her Lord. Her body became emaciated as if she had been performing penance for a long time. Vijaya, one of the maids, stood near her. Gauri said to Vijaya, those who perform austerities with the object of worshipping Shiva directly seek this sin-destroying mango tree and always live here. It is well known as ekambara, which means it bears a single fruit of mango. This increases my pain of separation. What is the solution for this? How can I bear this? I think the remedy for this pain is to remember and concentrate on Lord Shiva. Vijaya said, O Devi, you will not be abandoned by Shiva at any time. You are his very life and supreme Shakti. When you desire to spread out your Maya, it appears to be that Shiva is separate from you. You came here on Shiva's command and you cannot transgress it. You are yourself the world. The protection of the world is in your power. You will again join Shiva and uphold dharma. How can you feel the separation? You set an example for the devotees. On hearing this, Gauri continued to practice austerities on the bank of river Kampa, observing punctuously and simultaneously the 32 kinds of dharma. She wore the bark of a tree as garment and beads of rudraksha. By discarding her fine clothes and ornaments, her entire body was smeared with sacred ash. She subsisted on corn picked by herself. The name of Lord Shiva was always on her lips. She shaped its sand into a linga and worshipped devotedly. She bathed thrice a day in the river Kampa and worshipped the Shivalinga erected by her. The goddess observed the dharma of alleviating the misery of all creatures. In summer, surrounded herself with fire, lay on the bare ground in rainy, and stood in ice-cold water in winter. She performed such intense penance. She welcomed Maharshis who came to pay homage to her. They were wonderstruck at her austerities. One day Parvati collected flowers from the forest and began to worship the Shivalinga made of sand on the banks of river Kampa. Shiva wanted to test her devotion, to demonstrate it to the world. So he caused waters of Kampa river to rise suddenly and overflow its banks. Seeing the rise of river, her companions raised an alarm. Devi opened her eyes and saw the approaching flood. Distressed at the danger to her worship, she addressed her maids, whatever may happen, worship should not be discontinued. This Shivalinga is made of sand will dissolve in this flood. True devotee of Lord Shiva cannot bear it. This flood is test to my devotion. I shall continue without any fear. Thus Parvati held Shivalinga firmly to her body and did not move from the spot, fearing that Shivalinga made of sand would be washed away by the flood. Then a divine voice was heard. O child, noblest of all beings, this great flood has subsided. You can now let go of the linga. This Shivalinga worshipped by you shall achieve everlasting fame and grant boons to those who worship it. May human beings attain life goal by having darshan of it. I myself shine on this earth in the form of the effulgent Arunachala for liberation of mortals. The saints completely vanish at the site. Rishis, yogis, Gandharvas, Siddhas, etc. come to Arunachala and worship it. It is greater than even Kailash and Meru. To me, go to Arunachala and learn from sage Gautama about devotion to me and the glory of Arunachala. Perform further penance there. I shall reveal to you my effulgent form there. Gauri said to her companions and rishis, worship this Shivalinga made of sand, which removes all sins and brings all kinds of prosperity, bears the marks of my embrace. Let my devotees know that I shall be known as Kamakshi Amman, as I will fulfill all their desires and bless them. I shall therefore go to Arunachala to carry out Shiva's command. Therefore, Parvati is worshipped in the form of Kamakshi Amman alongside Shiva, who is revered as ekambaranathar at Kanchipuram. Thank you for watching the video and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. For more episodes, stay tuned.